Hi team, hope you're well. Hope this video finds you in good spirits and health. One question that I wish I'd learned to ask myself sooner on this journey, this process of healing. Primarily the process of healing from the mental health disorders of anxiety and depression that I suffered with for so long, but also healing from the obesity and the addiction, because it all kind of works together ultimately. This one question that I wish I'd learned to ask myself is, what am I actually feeling? In this process of changing your life, transforming your life for the better, trying to reorganize and shift and change and transform your life into something much happier, much more peaceful, much healthier. We go through so many periods of up and down. There's a lot of turmoil, a lot of upheaval, a lot of confusion. And this question, what am I actually feeling, I have found much more recently as a very powerful anchor point to bring me fully into the here and now and rapidly regain a sense of inner peace, serenity, and tranquility. And I wish I'd known it sooner. I wish I'd known it sooner, because it's so simple and yet so powerful and so effective. I'd like to talk about why that is, why it's so powerful, why it's so effective, and why it's so easily overlooked. You would think it's obvious, and that this is the first reason why we overlook this question. We don't habitually ask ourselves this question, because we tend to assume that we have quite a good connection to our inner emotional world. We assume that we are in touch with our emotions. But spaghettios, turns out a lot of the time we're not. Right? And look, I'm not putting myself above anyone. I'm not saying that I don't do this. I'm still, to this day, it takes work. It takes effort, energy, resources to actually turn inwards and say, what am I actually feeling now? What is the precise quality of the emotion that I am currently experiencing? Can I put a name on it? Do I know which one I'm feeling? And it's so simple that it does border on the patronizing. So I'm not trying to patronize and say, you idiot, you you idiot, all you need to do is just name your emotion. It's not that simple, I know. But I'm suggesting that using this as your first port of call, the first thing you pull out of the toolkit, the first thing that you load up in the arsenal, however you want to perceive it, if you're feeling awful, if you're feeling terrible, if something just doesn't feel right, stop. Stop. If something's not right, stop. Take 5, 10, 20 minutes, however long you've got. You might only have 3 minutes. And you can always find this. You can always find this time. If you're at work, oh, but I live in such a busy office, I have such a busy work environment, I've got families, stuff like this. Go to the toilet. Just go to the loo. Just lock the door. You've got a minute or two, right? You might not even need the toilet. Just go into that room, lock the door. It sounds crazy, but this could save your life. It really could. It'll certainly improve your life. And what do we do here? How do we ask this question? Again, patronizing, right? How do we ask this question? Well, emotion doesn't operate on the realm of the cognitive. Emotion doesn't work in the realm of the mind. It's different. It has to be felt. And that's why even the question, what am I actually feeling, is just our starting point. It's the doorway in, the doorway inwards, turn inwards. Don't worry so much about the external situation, circumstance, not interested, instead turning inwards. What am I actually feeling? What is this? I wish I'd learned earlier on to not just allow myself to go into that vague, I feel awful today. I just feel bad. I just feel, God, I'm just having a really bad few days. I'm just in a bad mood. I mean, does any of that sound familiar? Have you heard that in yourself and heard that in others? But what if you didn't allow yourself the vagary anymore? What if you valued your own peace and happiness to such an extent, and you held yourself to a higher standard to say, actually, I respect myself enough, I value myself enough to not allow myself to just go into, oh, I'm just in a bad mood, I'm just grumpy, I just feel bad, I just feel awful. What if you didn't allow yourself to do that, and instead you go, no, actually, I need an answer on this, and I'll get to why it's important in a moment, but first, how do we actually do it? So we drop away the vagary, drop away, oh, I just feel bad, oh, I just feel terrible today, oh, something just doesn't feel right today. Drop that away, instead go in. What are you actually feeling? What is it actually? This is a loving contemplation. This isn't to be hard on yourself. This isn't to judge yourself. There are no wrong feelings. Yeah, surprise, surprise, there's no wrong feelings. We don't get taught that. We get taught all of our emotions are wrong. How insane is that? You're feeling the wrong emotion. You're expressing your emotions incorrectly. Okay then. Okay. There are no wrong feelings, so turn inwards with a loving, compassionate introspection. Turn the light of consciousness inwards and turn that light up. Turn the light of consciousness inwards and turn that light up so that you can really feel what you're feeling. The freedom to feel what you're feeling. You see, I just feel bad today, I'm in a bad mood. That's a narrative. And that narrative is an avoidance of the emotion. But if you go to the emotion itself and don't allow yourself to go up into narratives, all of a sudden, our inner world completely changes. The inner world shifts. It's like a kind of exposure therapy. You're just becoming so comfortable with any and all emotions that you no longer need to go up into narratives. You no longer need to indulge in destructive habits, addictions, behaviors. You don't need to start conflicts with people, but you also don't need to shy away from conflicts with people, because the relationship that you've developed with your own emotions is that you are at peace with the entire spectrum of emotion. It's harmonized, balanced. So that I just feel awful today, which previously could have turned into 2 or 3 weeks of anxiety and depression, if instead, right at the very beginning, immediately, as an automatic reaction to a negative, afflictive emotion rising, you just go, okay, so what is this? And first we need to accept that it's there. Just, okay, so this has happened. I don't know why it's there, and I'm not interested in why it's there. I just know that it's there. That's the only thing we can be certain of. The emotion is there. That's it. I don't know why. I don't know how long it's going to be there. I don't even know what to do about it. But what I do need to know is what exactly is it that I'm feeling. And by opening the light of our conscious awareness to say, it's okay, come up. There's obviously an emotion there that's clawing at your ankles, trying to get your attention. So just give it some attention. Okay. All right, little thing. What's the emotion that's trying to rise here? And often, the answer is very surprising. For example, you might believe, well, this is that depression thing that I feel. It's that real lowness that I feel. But then upon deeper introspection, you recognize it's actually a kind of fear. There is a fear here. What is this? Oh, wow, okay, I'm afraid. Now the mind will go, that's stupid, you should not be afraid, it's just another day like any other, you just need to go to work and blah, 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 blah. It's not your voice, is it, saying that? That's the voice of conditioning. If you don't go to voices, don't go to cognition, because we're in the realm of emotion here. We are not in the... This is not the realm of cognition, brother. This is not the realm of thought. Those things are cheap, pathetic, and tawdry. This is the realm of emotion, my friend. This is the realm of emotion, my sister. We must have courage. We must have compassion for ourselves. We must have love. We must show strength. The strength to feel the emotion. It's fear. I ain't interested in what to do about it. I'm just gonna feel it. I wish I'd known that I had this power. But the entire world convinced me that I could not do this, that this was somehow wrong, or somehow dangerous, or you shouldn't do this sort of thing unless you've got a psychiatrist to... Nah, not buying it. Not buying it, thanks. Manipulators and snakes. Not buying it. I see clearly now. As the light of awareness is shining deep, I do have the power to simply feel this. So what was about to manifest into 2 weeks of anxiety and depression is now just felt in the moment. There is fear here. That is okay. It's okay to feel fear. I know it's just a normal day at work. I don't know why there's fear there. I just know that it's there, and it's okay to feel this. There's no wrong feelings. It's just okay. And, all right. There is now an innocence to the emotion. And you will have your answer. Now, once you know exactly what it is that you're feeling, awareness can get to work resolving whatever is going on. Awareness is key. I cannot say it enough. Awareness is key. You must be aware to a painfully vivid extent. You have to be willing to face the pain of this. There is a reason we have that phrase, painfully aware. Truth hurts. There's a reason we have these sentiments, because it is so true. The solution to pain is the pain. I feel fear. That's okay. It's not pleasant. Man, it's not pleasant. I feel enraged today, in fear today. I feel guilty today. I feel sad today. These are not pleasant emotions. There's a reason we repress them. We don't repress them for nothing. We don't repress positive emotions. We just overindulge in positive emotions. Oh dear. Oh dear. We only repress the uncomfortable ones, which is why they then cause us problems. But the emotion itself isn't a problem. It's not. The emotion itself is not an issue. It's not. It's not a problem. You're not sick. You haven't done anything wrong. It's already here. right? And the universe doesn't make mistakes. So whatever's here is whatever's here. The only mistake would be refusing to feel it. And going into the narrative of, oh God, I just feel awful, that's a way of avoiding the emotion. Just be free. Just be free to feel it. Simple? Yes. Easy? That's another story. It's not easy. I know it's not. Because I've been through this process myself and still go through it today. But I would rather be free than happy. Now that'll really bake your noodle. And the people that don't have a Scooby-Doo will not understand that at all. But it is the key to your freedom. It is the key to inner peace. Forget happiness. You have been conditioned to think that happiness and pleasure are the same thing. That feeling pleasurable emotions is happiness. It's not. It's not. Forget happiness and instead go to peace. Peace. Peace and freedom. And part of the peace and freedom, this is what's eye-opening and so liberating, is that you are free to feel uncomfortable emotions. And the presence of uncomfortable emotions does not in any way diminish your peace. All it is the awareness of an uncomfortable emotion. That has got nothing to do with your freedom and your peace. Your freedom and your peace is always there, shining, because you are the light of awareness, you are the light of consciousness. That's it, that's it, that's it. Done. Being. It just so happens that my being at this time contains fear. Fear is present in my experience. Is it comfortable? No. Is it a problem? No. Just is. Just is. It's just this, and this, and this, and this. And the emotions that when you have those periods of turmoil and chaos, using this as the cornerstone to continually return to. When in doubt, confusion, don't know which way to turn, this way and that, just turn inwards. What am I actually feeling? What's the actual feeling that wants to be seen? If I'd have learned to do this sooner, I'd have got in touch with shame a lot sooner. I would have got in touch with rage a lot sooner. I would have got in touch with guilt a lot sooner. And what would have happened around that is that I would have been making wiser choices, and my behavior in interpersonal relationships would have been healthier, both for the relationship and for me. When I say relationship, that could be family, friends, intimate relationship, whatever. Why would that happen? Well, by practicing that true deep self-honesty and knowing exactly what it is that you are actually feeling, your behaviors then are a more accurate reflection of the truth of your inner world. And if your behaviors are an accurate reflection of the truth of your inner world, you are no longer behaving according to the delusional narratives that most people habitually live their lives according to. A delusional belief. Instead, through the openness, the freedom to experience even the deepest, darkest emotions, you then can operate from truth. Because if that's how you're feeling, that's how you're feeling. Now, it's not to say that the narrative that we then attach to it is often wrong. It just is, right? All narratives ultimately are false. How can I possibly say that? Because a narrative is a story, and a story by its own nature is not truth. It's a story. That's the definition. That's its inherent nature. Narrative is not truth. It may be in the realm of truth. It may say something that could be slightly true, but it's not truth itself. So what... Excuse me. So what is truth? Well, truth is what is happening right now. Your experience, your awareness of experience. But if we do not have access to that question, what am I actually feeling? We then begin behaving and acting in ways that are ultimately destructive in an attempt to temporarily soothe and quell the unnamed awful feeling that just feels like a huge black cloud damaging the mind. And we might do things such as indulge in our addictions and our destructive negative habits. We might binge watch entire hours and hours of shows. We might go hang out with people we shouldn't hang out with, sleep with people we shouldn't sleep with. Even people are doing jobs that they shouldn't be doing, but because they can be distracted by the work and avoid feeling the emotion, they become workaholics, is the sort of general derogatory term we use for that. But it's a very real phenomenon that damages a lot of people. You find this a lot in the people that are like, no, just keep working, just work. They're avoiding something. We might turn to eating processed sugary foods to try and soothe and quell our deep underlying... We're trying to self-medicate because we have not yet learned to become comfortable with dark emotion. We might turn to caffeine, overindulging in caffeine, overindulging in both sugar and caffeine in the form of delicious Boost energy red berry drink. Wow. Delicious and affordable at just 75p. The choice is obvious. Get yourself a Boost energy red berry drink. Listen, that was not product placement. I just have a frog in my throat. I said I would keep this video short today, so I think that's everything I have. Continually ask yourself, what am I actually feeling? And you will find that your world changes. Your inner world, your outer world. There is a freedom and a peace. The freedom to experience the raw nature of life, just as it is. Truth itself cannot be doubted. And do not be afraid of your own emotions. They're trying to teach you something. The solution to the pain is the pain. And emotion is a powerful guide that informs and provides a groundwork of intuition through which you make the majority of your decisions in life. And often the decisions that need to be made are breathtakingly simple and obvious in hindsight. Hindsight is 20/20 vision, right? For example, when you're very in touch with your emotions and you just become very aware that whenever you're around a certain person, and this could be somebody you've known for years, it could even be a parent, it could be your mother or father, it could even be your husband or wife, it could even be one of your kids. You just realize that whenever you're around them, there's something doesn't feel right in your heart. There's just something odd here. And naturally this sends a shiver down our spine. Did you just feel that? It feels, oof, there's something dark and cold there. When you don't allow yourself then to go up into narratives and say, oh no, it's all fine, it's just because of this, just because of that. No, don't go to that. Just go to the feeling itself. You start to realise, hang on, this person or this situation, this work, there's something here that just doesn't feel right. Something needs some attention. And then the relationship can change in a healthy way because of that. So that's just one example, but then we get the same thing with like work situations as well. When you can no longer tolerate it anymore because you're so in touch with your emotions. You go, this job is making me sick. I don't mind taking a pay cut and taking a different job. I am not tolerating a job that is making me sick. I'm not going to tolerate a marriage that makes me sick. I'm not going to tolerate poor treatment from people. It makes me sick. I'm not tolerating it. I'm not going to have a friendship with somebody who constantly puts me down, who has a hidden agenda. Because you can feel it now. You feel it on a deep level. But it only happens when you can truly ask yourself the question, what am I actually feeling? That's everything I have for you today, team. Take care. Be well. And stay present.